That's why one of the great scholars of hadith, on his deathbed, he was asked, he was a student of Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, what's the one thing that you did that you hope Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive you? He said, I never made my wife upset. It's a miracle, mashallah. But he said, like purposely, like I never purposely hurt my wife's feelings. I tried to honor the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The second is that I'm going to spend more time with my children. We know that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he spent tremendous amount of time with his daughters. We know that his Sahaba continued this legacy. Sayyidina Umar al-Khattab radiyallahu anhu, they said never we saw Sayyidina Umar in any situation except one of his children was with him. In Al-Azhar, when I studied there a long time ago, the greatest scholar in hadith was a woman. She passed away, Aisha bin Shatib, rahimahullah. The best explanation of the Muqaddimah of Ibn Salah is by Aisha bin Shatib. How? How did this happen? Because her father, mashallah, was one of the great ulama about 100 years ago, and Allah blessed him only with one child. So he used to take his daughter with him to all the halaqat of ilm. So when he was in his 20s, he would take his daughter everywhere. وَكَانَتْ تَحْفَظْ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ. He didn't realize, he thought, she's just playing, she's like doing Fortnite, I don't know, whatever. And subhanAllah, then when she was about 19 or 20, he took her to one PhD, munaqasha, like the PhD defense. And then they started arguing because in Azhar, mashallah, my Egyptian brothers, mashallah, it's hard to study there. They don't play around. So they started arguing, and then she said, La, da ala khata wa da ala khata. She said, that guy's wrong and that guy's wrong. She said, what? She said, قال البخاري في الكبير. They said to her, how do you know that? She said, I don't know, I heard it. Then they realized this woman was a great scholar of hadith because of the suhbah with her father. I experienced this. My teacher, Sheikh Ali Salih was a blind person. And he used to live, I don't know if you have any Egyptians here, mashallah, I don't smell any food, I don't see any ta'miyah, and I don't see any yansun or karkadi, or shaimiza, or koshari. In New York we have koshari, mashallah. Like tahrir. Sheikh Ali Salih, I read to him Mulhatul I'rab. He was blind, but he was a poet, he's a really good poet. One day I brought my kids to his house, Shifa and Malik. He said, who's with you? I said, Shifa and Malik, Shafi. He said, Shifa'un, Hafidati, wa akhuha Malik, fi Allah najji min al-mahalik, abuhuma Suhaib fihi tuhru, wa ummuhuma mutahharatun kadhalik. I said, man, how did you drop those bars? How do you just extemporaneously make poetry? He said, because of my mom. He said, my mom was illiterate, but she used to play in Masjid al-Azhar, Jami'i al-Azhar, in the early 20th century. And she learned everything. And then she taught me, and I learned everything from her. His mom was blind, and he was blind, but they could see here. وَلَكِنْ تَعْمَلْ قُلُوبَ الَّتِي فِي الصُّدُورِ. So never underestimate, as I finish now, the time we spend with our kids. And wallahi, it's an investment better than Bitcoin. You never know, that 1 second, that one moment of wisdom that you share with your child may set them on a course which will be your maghfirah in the hereafter. So Ramadan reminds us of death, and death reminds us to take care of priorities. First priority is our marriage. Second priority is our children. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يتقبل منا إن شاء الله ويصلح بالنا ويحبب إلينا كتابه. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام